Hi friends, today we are going to see Minority. It is a poem written by Imitiaz Dharkar. Imitiaz Dharkar was born in 1954 at Lahore, Pakistan. She was lived in Pakistan, India and England, and she says that Pakistan, India and England are her native land. Then she says herself as Scottish Calvinist Muslim. She has created over 300 films. Now we can go into the poem. The poem is entitled as Minority, which means there are some people in the country, they are marginalized by the people in the country. So this is called Minority. And Imitiaz Dharkar, as she is a migrant, she goes to different countries, and wherever she goes, she is treated as a foreigner, she is treated as an alien in the other countries. So now she is in another country. The people in the country, they ill-treat Imitiaz Dharkar as a foreigner, and they see her as an alien. So he writes in the first line, I was born a foreigner, which means she does not deliberately was born a foreigner, but everyone think that she is deliberately was born a foreigner. And the next line is she says, I carried on from there to become a foreigner everywhere I went. She says that she does not, we can see these lines as an irony. She says that she does not born as a foreigner in a foreign land to come from there to become a foreigner. So she says in this way that she does not deliberately was born a foreigner to become a foreigner. In the next lines we can see, even in the place planted with my relatives, which means now where she is in the country, she is with her relatives, but though she is with her relatives, she is treated as a foreigner. No one, they treat her as a native people, one of the native people. She is still seen by others as a foreigner, and she compares this thing with an agriculture field, that she compares herself as tubers. Tubers means potatoes, and her relatives as maize and sugarcane. We can see maize and sugarcane, they grow in different land, and in this line they say that they force the tuber to be planted on the land where the maize and sugarcane will grow. You can see 6 foot tubers sprouting roots, their fingers and faces pushing up new shoots of maize and sugarcane, which means the tubers is Imitiaz Dharkar and the maize and sugarcane are her relatives. The tubers are forced to be planted in maize and sugarcane's land, but when they are planted in maize and sugarcane's land, they are not mingled with each other. Tubers finds difficult to mingle with maize and sugarcane's land, which means Imitiaz Dharkar finds difficult to live in the place where her relatives live, because everyone treats her as a foreigner. In the next lines, she says all the kinds of places and groups of people who have an admirable history would almost certainly distance themselves from me. That she means that everyone in that country, they have their own identity. So when they see Imitiaz Dharkar, they feel that she does not have an identity. So they treat them as a different girl from different place. So they treat her as an alien. This only she tries to say in these lines. In the next lines, she says, I don't fit like a complete standard poem, which means she says that if a translated poem is seen, we can get the style and the original meaning which is in the original poem. But for example, in Tamil poem or any Hindi poem, we are translated into English, we feel difficult to adopt the style and meaning of the original poem. It may think it is very clumsy, and if it is a clumsy translated poem, it will be not fit to the original poem. So she says that she is like a clumsy translated poem that everyone treats as a clumsy translated poem, as she is not a native. Next, you can see like food cooked in milk of coconut, where you expected ghee or cream, the unexpected aftertaste of cardamom or neem, which means when you try to cook with milk of coconut, you will expect the taste of ghee or any cream, but after tasting that food, if you feel it is a cardamom or neem, then you will feel that you will feel an opposite taste. In this way, when the natives in that land, when they try to see Imitiaz Dharkar as their own people, they could not find that Imitiaz Dharkar is adopting their culture. They think that Imitiaz Dharkar is belong to her own land, but they think that she will never belong to this land. So this is the problem she faced in that country. The next line she says, there are always that point where the language flips into an unfamiliar taste, where words tumble over, which means the important thing in the countries where she goes is that the language. Her flaws are seen in the language. When she tries to learn the language and speak the languages which she goes to the country, the people thinks that she could not adopt their language. Whenever she tries to speak in their language, they see that she commits mistakes in the language. In the next line, she says, a cunning tripwire on the tongue, where the frame slips the description of an image, not quite tuned, ghost outlined, that signals in their mist and alien. Which means there is a tripwire which is in their tongue. That which means whenever she commits mistake, everyone easily identifies what mistake she commits. So these mistakes are seen as a clumsy frame of an image. If you see an image which has a frame and if the frame is not fitted properly, we can see that it does not fit to the image. So in the same way, her language does not fitting to the native people in that land. So everyone treats her as an alien. So after we can see the next lines, we can see she changes. She has an idea that she wants to express her feelings. So she writes whatever she expressed in her life, whatever the crisis she was suffered in her life, she writes in a paper. She writes as a poem to express a feeling to others. So she says, and so I scratch through the night at this growing scab on black on white. Everyone has the right to infiltrate a piece of paper. So she says that through night and night, she is scratching the pen in the paper. She tries to express her feelings. So she says that everyone has the right to scribble on the paper, and everyone has the right to express their feelings in the paper. So she says in this manner. Next she says, a page does not fight back, and who knows? These lines may scratch their way into your head, which means she says the page never will fight back again for her. The page never will fight back for her, but the content which is in the poem will fight back for her. The readers may understand what is the content in these lines, what is the content in this poem, and they think that it is wrong to think and wrong to treat others with a marvelous nature. No one should treat no one as a minority people. So she says that one day her writing will scratch the people's head, and the readers who read the poem, they will think that minority, no one in the world should not treat others as a minority people. And the next lines we can see, through all the chatter of community, family clattering spoons, children being fed, immigrant into a bed, squat in a home, and in a corner eat your bread, which means see everyone in a community, in a family, they are mingled with other community, which means a single crop of food or any single or any spoons or any materials, they are made or built by different communities. So we can say I am living in a community, and I will use the only items which is prepared by the community. We can say, because without our knowledge we are eating or we are having the things which are from the another community. So she says that there is a mingle of every community in their home, and everyone experience a mingled culture. So we can say that there is a single, people can live separately with their own community. So in this way she says. In the next line she says, until one day you meet the stranger sidling down your street, which means one day if you go on street, going on street, there you see a stranger, and everyone treats the stranger as a foreigner, and she says that you realize you know the face, simplified to bone, look into its outcast eyes and recognize it as your own. Which means when you see the stranger, and you try to mark the stranger as a foreigner, at the time you will recognize the stranger as your lovable one. When you see that the stranger is a lovable one for you, then only you will think that it is bad to treat others as a suppressed one or a different one or alien one. When you are your lovable one experience the feeling of minority, you then only you will understand the sufferings and difficulties of being a minority people in the country. So she says that when one person feels as a foreigner, or the person's lovable people are treated as a foreigner, then only the person will feel the difficulties and sufferings which are faced by the foreigner or the minority people in the country. So she says that through her writings she tries to express her feeling, and she says that no one should treat others in the mode of minority people. No one suppress others. No one suppress anyone in the world. This is the theme of the poem. She wants to treat every people as equal human being. So this is the theme of minority by Imitiaz Dharkar. If you have other interpretations of this poem, please tell in the comment. And if you like this video, please share, subscribe.
Thank you.